Well, hi there. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, June the 17th, 2020. Journal 356, I think. Yeah, 356. T plus 443. I'll confirm that tomorrow when I have a City of Hope day. They spent at the mothership with 3 doctors and blood work and whatever. But I think I'd like to share something that happened today that it was really kind of interesting in a lot of different respects, I guess. As boring as I may have once thought walking was, it's become a really important part of my daily ritual, going back to the days of eat, walk, drink. And if you've been watching for a while and you know about that origin, I actually look at walking now more like moving meditation, which is what it really should be looked at as an opportunity to breathe and just be aware of the joy of just being, of being here, being able to walk. It doesn't seem like much unless that ability has been stolen from you, or at least hidden from you for a while. In this particular case, I try to use that time to practice mindfulness to a large degree, and other times just to work things out, just to work through them the way you might if you were sitting at your desk or doing something else. I seem to do much better in the morning, particularly in the morning when I'm walking. In this particular case, it was something that happened last night. I was creating a pitch. I hate that word, by the way. I can't stand it, but I'm not sure that there's a better description of what it is you do when you try to convince someone else to allow you to contribute to what they're doing in order to promote your message at the same time. So it becomes a battle of wills, I guess, in some ways, to see how that's going to work. In this case, the pitch was really interesting. It was asking for the best piece of money advice you ever received from your father. Well, I worked with my dad for 38 years. He was my best friend, my business partner, my father. And as you might imagine, there were quite a number of really important lessons that I learned sitting at his feet. Not the least of which were were lessons about money and finance. My dad was a child of the Depression, a child of the Second World War, Korea, and everything that transpired up until his passing in 2005. It doesn't seem like it was 15 years ago, but it was. And there were lots of lessons that I learned there, particularly lessons about finance and living within your means, and the difference between wants and needs, which was his basic criterion for making those choices. And a lot, I'm paraphrasing, of course, because if you knew Jerry, he was pretty direct, and not sure it would have taken him 5 sentences to say what he had to say. But in any case, his attitude was really simple. The first thing is whatever it is that you're looking at, a want or a need. If it's a need and you have the money to satisfy that need, then you don't have a problem at all. You have a choice about spending that money on satisfying that need or on satisfying some other need of equal or greater importance. And the operating expression there is of equal or greater importance. If it's a want, that's a whole nother story. If it's a want, then it's a matter of satisfying that want at the expense of a need or at the expense of another want of greater or lesser importance. And then you have choices as well. The real criterion was satisfying your needs first and recognizing that wants are exactly that. And it was interesting because in revisiting that last night, And then again on this morning's walk, I recognized how often I use that same foundation as the criteria I use to make decisions about where and how to spend money, and how frustrating it can be to address your needs first and your wants second, recognizing that wants are a lot more fun to satisfy. And it's like, it was, and in all honesty, by the way, I haven't come to terms with that yet. I don't think I ever have, and I don't think I ever will. I think it's always going to be a constant battle about which is going to win. That concept, that battle of wants and needs. I've been fortunate in that I've been able to satisfy needs first while still addressing a number of wants and getting them out of the way. But it doesn't make it any easier sometimes. Sometimes the wants are a lot more attractive than the needs are. And although they are attractive, they can still be a nuisance because they keep trying to get you to divert resources away from things that you have to have in order to satisfy things that you want to have. In any case, something to think about. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on wants, needs, and expectations, and choices, and maybe even the best piece of money advice you ever received from your father. So keep that in mind. In the meantime, stay safe, stay well, stay home, stay focused, and take care.